Yep, that's ready. Well, hello there folks, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. Hope you guys are doing good. Well, I'm here to do a how-to, I'm sorry, no I'm not. I'm here to do a how I do video once again. And this here is try number 2 at pulling supers. Y'all got to see the last one. Had some serious heat exhaustion. Created a ton of robbing here. Well, I said robbing. Really, the boxes didn't get robbed out. The robbers were here trying to get in the boxes. There were some cracks and crevices they got in, and one of the holes that was a vent hole or a top entrance, they got in one of those, but they didn't eat all the honey. And you saw that from the harvest. We knocked down about just over 700 pounds, and then that was out of 17 supers. I say 17, it's really 16 mediums and 3 deep frames, so 16 and a half, whatever, you know. I don't know, they're all still stacked in there. I had to move old Trusty off of the stand because that's where I put my supers when I want them cleaned out and put away for the rest of summer. So they're still in there, but I'm gonna go pull supers now. So try number 2 at pulling supers. I normally like to pull all of my supers. That was the goal that day, was to just get them all off and in there. In the end, it really worked out good because it gave me more room to mess around and shoot my video for my extractor review and all. So, you know, it worked out. Everything happens for a reason in my life. I don't believe in coincidence in my life at all whatsoever. Fortuitous or any of that stuff, nah. God's got a plan in my life every step of the way. Maybe he was just keeping me from hurting myself worse as I get older. And anyway, no, it worked out just fine. So we got to get those supers put out to be cleaned out, but I dare not put them out now when I'm going to go pull new supers from the colonies. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and try and pull them all. There are several out there that are being stored on the strong colonies to finish capping. But we're getting further into July, so most of the stuff should be capped. I don't know if I'll pull them all. It depends how much energy I have. But I got a slight breeze in the air. It's still pretty humid, but it's only just over 80 degrees. It's 8:30 in the morning, but the sun is out. And that sounds crazy that you'd rather have the sun out, but I would. It just seems to burn some of that humidity off. When it's cloudy and 82 like it is now this time of the morning, it is miserable. So we're good to go. Again, not sure if I'm gonna pull them all, because maybe the Lord was teaching me something, that hey, all you gotta do is pull a few. Keeps you busy for half a day extracting, and then you can put them out and work at your own pace. Because there's probably at least the same amount still left out here in this yard, and then I think maybe 10 or 15 in my other yard up in town. So let's go get out in this beautiful morning that we have, and see, can we get some honey boxes off. Hey guys, got out here, saw a hive being robbed. Tall hive, strong hive. This is a super good hive. Take them. Here's what happened. I don't know if you guys ever, you know, you get done with your wet supers, you put them on. Mistake for us down here when you got a lot of hives in one area. That's what happened here. I didn't put a wet super on. I put one with nectar that I didn't uncap. That wasn't capped. When I was going through everything, I guess I was just tired. I actually got a super that was not capped and ready. I thought it was by looking down. Well, I took it off of one of the hives. I said, well, I'll put it back on a stronger colony just to be sure. I think there was one I had seeded up in there, and I went ahead and extracted it and put it back in without thinking. The thing we have that I've seen down here is wet supers. You put them back on hives when you got a yard full of bees and strong bees and everything. They smell that smell. They'll go after that colony. All these bees will go after that colony and rob it. An entire super. I just put this back on literally 2 days ago. No. I put this on yesterday. It's robbed out completely. This was, they probably killed the bees. I'm looking down here, all kinds of dead bees. And it was not a super weak colony. Look at the dead bees. This was not a super weak colony. So that one wet frame, because that's what it is. I looked through it and there was a frame that I could tell I uncapped. That one wet frame among all those others, and this top one was full because I went ahead and put it on top so I could get it first today, and too late. So this colony, which has been with me now, this colony's been with me for 4 or 5 years now. I'm gonna close it up and see what's going on, but it's done. That's sad. Which means now we may have a problem with robbing. We gotta be very careful getting honey off. Just gotta be quick and in a hurry. So I'm gonna set my trailer up and get going. But you know, I don't ever I'll put wet supers back on like in the spring. When I pull spring, then I'll put wet supers back on. That's a little different. We got flow coming, going, whatever. It's there. The flow has stopped. I don't ever put wet supers on. And I must have missed a frame or two. I remember pulling one frame out of there because I think I seeded it. Now that I look back, that's got to be it. Amazing. Amazing what happened. Oh well. So we lost a super honey, and possibly, more importantly, super honey. Oh well. Now I don't want to lose a lot of supers of honey, don't get me wrong, but losing that colony, I'll go look, but that's usually they go in and kill the queen. Oh well, golly. Alright, I gotta get supers off and I gotta be quick about it. Because they're checking, all the bees are checking all the hives now, so I may not even be able to go this day. May have to push it to tomorrow, I don't know. Let me explain something about my lifter. My handles on some of my boxes, way before I even thought about getting a lifter, I cut these handles in myself, right here. And I put these on the front to help. Well, now those don't work with the lifter. You can drop them. These right here that are routed in, they don't work all the time depending on where they're at. So all these boxes can't be lifted with my lifter, so some I do have to lift by hand, so that becomes an issue. But so for example, this box right here, the one on the left, I'm fuming these. I'll be able to pick that up no problem, but those two I won't. So that's a deep and a medium I'm gonna have to stack myself. So fuming them out. Oh man, I'm so disheartened. I'm very disheartened over that colony. Golly, they robbed an entire super since yesterday. And I put it on in the evening too, late in the evening, on purpose, because it was nectar. And didn't even think that there might have been didn't even think about it being a wet frame in there from uncapping. Man, when they smell that, it's over. So let me get to fuming. I'm just gonna let y'all watch. Well, there we are, folks. Still pulling. Much better out here today. Feels so much better. Looks like we're gonna get all these. I'm sick about that one getting robbed, but I put a fume board on it to get the supers cleaned out best I could of robbers. I'm gonna put them on a trailer and seal that thing up. See if there's anything alive in there. I'll do that another day. So far the robin hasn't started too bad, but it's getting ready to, because I'm seeing them starting to hover around these boxes. So I'm gonna get these last few off. That deep is full. I think I can get the deep in the super because they got good handles with the lifter. That'd be nice. And then we're gonna head on over. I might take 5s. I don't know. That's 3 supers on there. I might leave next door alone. I've got 3 mediums and a deep right now, plus these. I mean, that's 8 boxes. I'm gonna have a dozen boxes. That ought to be more than enough to keep me busy. I guess I just don't need to get in a hurry. And I'm feeling good right now, keeping my water in me. Hydrated the night before. I've used this Camelback for years now. I don't know why I didn't have it out the other day until the last minute. It was too late then. I've had this for a lot of years. I'm guessing maybe, oh man, I probably had this thing 15, 20 years. I got it when we went, we had a deployment going to Kuwait, and I had an old one, and they gave me this nice desert camo one, and I don't know where my old one ever went. I think I gave it to my son. But these things are nice. Y'all asked about the fans. I've tried the fans around my neck, and you see how I'm moving it. Look, this thing falls down too. It falls over on my neck. I've tried both kinds, the kinds that come out like that and the kind that have the fans. They work and they're good for jobs where I'm not moving a lot, but this right here, they just seem to twist off my neck. And then it becomes a distraction, and just one of those things. But I have tried them. Taylor Boy Outdoors, y'all need to see his YouTube channel anyway, if y'all haven't, but he's one of the first ones that suggested it to me a couple years back, or a year back. I don't know when it was, last season maybe, but anyway, he's been watching my channel a long time, so however long. All right, I'm gonna get back. These should be fumed. Get these supers off. Probably go ahead and take 5s. That way this whole side of the yard's done. Ooh, I got 2 more by the dog pen that are full. Yeah, so I'll get those 2. Well, shoot, that's gonna give me 15, 16. That's more than enough with another 8 to 10 next door, and then at least 10 in town if they haven't been robbed out. Haven't been in town in 3 weeks. All right, man, I'm gonna get busy. One other note of interest while I'm doing all this, that day damp board's got the metal on the top and it's thin. It's got black, I don't know, sheet metal in the felt like the other ones. The other one's from Man Lake, and I got one from Hilco. They got this, I don't know, it's like a hard plastic board or something. And apparently the solar helps it go. I never thought a lot about those, but now that I got the day damp, I used to think it worked better, but it doesn't. Like that one, I could have gotten both those supers off with my lift. I couldn't get the top one with the lift because it has wrong handles. Bottom one had good handles, lifted it, couldn't get the bees out. They weren't even close to coming out of that second one. And so far what I've noticed, and Dirk told me this when he was working bees with me with those boards, that little day damp one don't seem to push them down. It'll do one super and it takes a while. The other ones seem to work faster when the sun's shining. So that's one note. Another thing I'm running into and my buddy Kenny, y'all hear me talk about him a lot. I'm gonna show you some of the things he's shown me that he's found out that works in beekeeping. He and I started at the same time. He's pushing upwards around 200 hives. That's his job now. He's a big time, I'd say he's a larger scale sideliner, but one thing he does is the day before he goes to do this, and it's extra work, don't get me wrong, but it does pay off. He'll go and he'll bust all his boxes loose, every one of the hives, and he pulls a dozen to 15, 16 a week, a day. He don't pull them all. The day before he goes through and breaks them all loose and breaks the burr comb, which breaks all the honey. So when he comes in the next day, that honey's all dry. What I'm running into, of course, like we all do, is when I break them loose, I got honey everywhere. And because I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, and I'm slow going with my lift and lifting here and picking up, it can really get robbing going. We get these in there and it'll all calm down, but I gotta hurry up and finish because it is starting to pick up a little bit. Not bad yet for robbing, but it's still early. So we're gonna get these last few done, go and get number 5 like I said. Let me, man, that's frustrating. I had 2 of them lifted ready to go on a trailer and I couldn't get them out. Then I got that deep on top, that's gonna be a bear. But the bottom, the one under, it's got a good handle. So that thing is supposed to lift 4 supers, and I have lifted 4 supers. It's sketchy, but it can be done. Boris says it can be done, and I've done it. It's sketchy. Sketchy at best. Use all deeps, they said. It keeps everything uniform, they said. I don't think so. That's too heavy. Alright guys, starting to see some signs of robbing, as you can see maybe behind me. A lot of activity around that hive where I took the supers off of. That hive is dead. I looked in there, just kind of, I didn't look through it, just looked down in it, and it's not good. So that is a detriment. I must have, man, I can't believe I did that. I never put wet supers back on in the spring. It's deadly. I mean, in the summer, it's deadly. Deadly, deadly. So obviously proof right there. Put it on yesterday, the entire colony's gone. I wanted to think it was a strong colony, but obviously it wasn't too strong. Obviously wasn't too strong. I can say it was all I want, but it wasn't, because it wouldn't have gotten robbed quite that quick, quite that easily. Let me go back and get this unloaded before the robbing gets bad. Don't want another incident like last week. Well, alrighty there, folks. That's going to be a wrap for today. 14 supers is what we ended up getting. That's enough. We've got that whole set of stands is done. There's maybe 5 or 6 supers that are getting finished. So here's what we got left. That one on the far right, that's got to be taken down. There's 3 supers there that got to be pulled off. That nuke that's stacked, I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to pull that top one. It's full of honey, but that's going to be their winter stores. Obviously, I dropped some honey here by the door, because they're trying to get in. Ooh. Got to get those 2 supers off. That's not a super strong colony. But I looked in it the other day, and they've got all of them capped and ready to go. So I got to get those off. Let's look next door, see what we got left over here. Oh man, spiders. Alright, so one of those deeps needs to come off. The other one might have something in it, but I doubt it. I doubt they capped it. The flow was over when I put it there. I could take that one on the far right, that top super, that top deep, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it after all. They were set going into the flow with honey and brood and everything, but I'll probably take and leave it. I'll probably leave it there. So I know one of those deeps is good, maybe a partial. That super's got to come off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Over here we got 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got another dozen to get. One of these is a comb honey super. I don't know how it did, and it hadn't looked at it. And I need to fix that stand. That is not good. So, that lid, man, curved up like that, and I left it just to kind of ventilate it, and they seem to like it. So there you are, folks. That's what we have left in the yard. Probably won't video those. You've seen it twice. I wanted to do a video to show you that I can stand the heat when I act like I've got some sense and keep myself hydrated. How hot is it right now? So it's 10:30 in the morning. It's only 88, so that's good. Hadn't hit 90. And again, we're cooling down. The highs are only 90, 91 this week, so that's good. Instead of those, man, a couple weeks ago it was 95, 98. My goodness, there was 2 days. 2 weeks ago it was 100 each day. Oh my goodness. That's what those forecasted highs were. I don't know if it actually got that hot, but it sure felt like it. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I gotta get these things extracted. You've seen all that, so the videos are going to kind of start focusing on other things, I guess, because all I got left right now is to get all that honey off and the ones in town. And then we'll try post-harvest assessments. It goes kind of like it did this morning, where you can get in, and then the minute you see any type of activity going on that's suspicious, you shut them down. And all I do in my post-harvest is simply look for eggs. I mean, I go right to where the brood nest is, see if there's eggs, and put it back together. And I mark the colony queen right, not queen right, that's it. And start formulating who I want to combine. Then we do it. That, and then there's some treatments coming up. That'll go down in August. We'll do some mite washes. Just random mite washes to each stand. You know, maybe 3 or 4 out of that one side of the yard, and maybe a few out of the other yard, maybe a few over there. And then treat them and see if the treatments are going to work. I'm using something totally different, and I don't see many people using what I'm getting ready to use this year. And we'll find out what that is when we get to that point in August. Right now, it's time to go. And I got to go in a couple hives, put them entrance reducers in, check that one nuke, make sure I haven't overrun it with small hive beetle larvae, and then I'm going to get cleaned up. Get my honey drying. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you don't mind, of course. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, a great weekend, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.